Hello and welcome. We are in Orlando, Florida. We're about to make our way to the theme park. Now we've got a bit of a fun one this morning. The time currently is 7:15 a.m. I am in no rush to get on any of the rides whatsoever. However, I get early access to the park, so I thought it'd be quite interesting to see how busy it is before 8 a.m. in the morning. The gates don't open to the public until 9 a.m. in the morning, and I've already done this once and I've seen that they do close bits of the park off, but I went straight to one of the rides first thing in the morning, so I want to see what else is open and closed to let everybody else know what to experience if you're staying at any of these hotels. Now we're just coming from the Sapphire Hotel, which has its own private boat directly to the tops, which I will be getting on the way back. We'll do that in a different video, so it's show you how easy that is to find. But the point and process of this video is I will get to the park, I'll start doing a voiceover from there. We'll just see how much chaos and carnage it is from the gate. More than likely there'll be a load of people running, even though you shouldn't be running, and they'll just get to the first ride, which will be the Hagrid's ride, and then we'll figure out if it's actually quicker doing it now at this point with the early pass, or doing it later on in the day, because I have already done it and I did actually already time it on my phone. So it'll be very interesting to see what the difference is with everything. But it is a very pretty and beautiful place, and the walk is really nice as well. So the Sapphire where I'm staying is that one there. There's another hotel here, and then there is another hotel a little bit further up, and there will be videos available in the playlist of me linking these hotels together to find out exactly how you get up to the parks and how you get to the boats as well. But what we will do, as I've got a bit of a walk to go anyway, is we will jump from here and then we'll get straight to City Walk, and then I'll catch you up from City Walk. We'll go from City Walk to the gate, join the queue, they'll do a countdown, they'll let everybody in, because obviously the gate's open. Sorry, a bit close. Let everybody in, the gates will open, and then we'll just see how mental it is for the first little bit, because every single Orlando hotel, sorry, every Universal hotel will have early access from 8 o'clock in the morning. And it's just quite interesting where they put the block-off barrier as well. So I'll run you through all of that over in the voiceover, but I'm pretty sure you can't go left. So if you were to have a look at the map, we have to go in and turn right, which will funnel you to Hagrid's. And I think when I was walking around the other day in the morning, that queue jumped before it even opened to 2.5 hours. So it wasn't even 8 a.m. because they let you in just a little bit early, and everybody just got there super quickly. But we'll have a tick list, see what actually is open, see what you can't do between the hours of 8 and 9, and then just sort of explore it, and just there's no panic or rush whatsoever. So we will jump to the gates now. Now before we do get to the gates, I thought I'd just share a little bit of this with you, because it is absolutely stunning. But I think the only reason I'm doing this is that the weather might be turning later on today, so when I do these walks, it might not be pretty as this, but it loops, as you can see, all the way around the outside. You have got these river boats that shoot all the way up and shoot all the way down. Obviously, what you do need to bear in mind actually is where the hotel I'm from, the one that I'm staying in right at the bottom, it's got a direct route through, but obviously if that boat's full, it goes all the way up to the top, it spins back around, it comes back down again. Some of the other hotels, I'm not too sure if they stop off as like a bus stop and then they turn back around and carry back up again. You've got this walkway, and if you don't like walking and you don't like getting on water, there is a bus shuttle service as well. But all of that will be in more greater detail in sort of like the transportation sort of side of stuff that I'm putting together for everybody. But I just thought, as we're getting a little bit closer to the park, when we come underneath this bridge, you'll see exactly where we're at, just so you can sort of get bearings from when we go from where we are now. That bridge that's directly in front of us before sort of the plane tail, that is a bit that we're going to walk over. We've got to go through security in a second, so I'm going to have to turn you off, and then we go over that bridge just there, and the entrance to the park is just there. And we're not even past 7, so it's only 7:24, so it's not taking that long to get here. I might do a loop of City Walk first and join the queue. It's just going to be a queue anyway. Like I said, I'm not in a rush to get into the park, but we'll jump over there now. At least I thought hopefully you got your bearings of where we're at. You can see the amount of people that are willing to queue at this time in the morning, and there will just be floods and floods of people coming in. So anybody that we see around this one will only be going to that park, because the other park, Universal Studios, is not open. Right, into the voiceover, and I cannot believe how busy it was. I completely forgot what it was like. This has been a long time since I've actually watched this footage back, and obviously doing the voiceover. But as a recap, everybody that we're looking at now is coming from an on-site Universal hotel that has early park access. Now, this is before 8 o'clock in the morning, as we've already covered. I get out the park before 9 a.m. before it is open to the general public, or just people with a normal ticket. And by that point, Hagrid's is already over 2 hours long, and there's people queuing in a separate queue waiting to come in the park for 9 a.m. So it is absolutely madness. So that is why certain rides open earlier, just so it frees it up, because obviously everybody wants to do the same rides. But look in the distance, there are multiple queues of everybody coming in, and you'll see soon enough everybody comes running through. So all we do is we're just going to have a nice gentle walk. Like I said, it was just going to be a case of just sort of see what the times are, check out the times of all the rides. I end up going straight past Hagrid's because I know how busy that'll get. Went over to the Velociraptor coaster, bearing in mind that is brand new for the time of me being there. And I walked straight on, front row, got off, went straight back round again, and then got straight on the middle of the coaster, I think. And then the following day, you managed to get straight in the back of the coaster. So I was absolutely laughing with that. So I did that coaster so many times without even having to queue up. But again, a lot of people will also be making their way over to the Harry Potter section, because that is obviously where the main ride is. We will go through the Harry Potter section, but all the shops themselves, there was nobody there. Everybody literally just queues up. So everybody just wants to get to the ride. The fact that you wouldn't really have to run from this point, to be honest. If you're in it this early, you're going to be in the queue already. And you're only going to have to wait maybe 10-15 minutes. Perfect time now to do a little bit of the shopping, so you can go in to the left or to the right. But it is just amazing how many people there are at this time in the morning. Not only that, what you can't do is obviously you can't turn left. So like I said, the Hulk and things are not running at this point, so you have to go right, and they sort of funnel you through into the Harry Potter section and the Jurassic Park section. Then as we start coming round, the rest of the land start to open up. So they all open up staggered, and then obviously we will see people waiting, I think in the Dr. Seuss section, of other people waiting to come in. So you've obviously seen what we've just done, you've scanned the ticket and you come through. But there is also now another checkpoint for hotel guests only. So if you don't have your hotel pass, or you haven't got an early access, you just get stuck in the middle of the park and you can't go anywhere. But if you do look now directly in front of us, you cannot get down to the Hulk. So you can't walk through the Marvel superhero section just yet. So you have no choice but to turn right. But luckily, it was a really nice weather day, and it was just nice to walk around and just see exactly what is going on. But everybody was on an absolute mission, as you could see, just because they wanted to get on. There was just 2 rides that you could do, and it is worth doing if you get there obviously now and you just sort of have a gentle walk over. So if you do have the early access, get there early. Don't wait half an hour, because you will be waiting an hour and a half. And this is the thing I couldn't quite get my head around, because obviously everybody from the hotel will go to that ride first. Then all of a sudden there'll be a 2-hour, 3-hour queue or whatever it is. Later on I think it was the day before, but later on in the day, I managed to get on in and out within 45 minutes or 52 minutes or something stupid, because we did a challenge with timing up on a stopwatch, and it just walked straight through, and that was mid-afternoon. So you've got to be clever with when you do it. So if you're not going to get there till sort of 9:30 in the morning, just do the Hagrid's later on, because that's obviously where everybody goes first. I was very, very lucky with the ride length time. The time that I was there, most of the stuff, depending on when I went, it was complete walk-on. And because I had a multi-hop park pass ticket, if this side of the park got a little bit busy, I just went to the other side. So it was nice and simple. But you can see what you do. Look, you literally show your room key. So they just let you straight through. So if you do not have your room key ready, you will not be let through. And then the bit behind me to the left-hand side, there is now a secondary queue. That secondary queue is for all non-hotel people, and people were queuing up there really, really early as well. So some people were getting there, well, an hour and a bit early. but you can just see how nice this park is. So it's going to be like a mini park tour. And like I said, we're just going to literally just walk past everything and just see what the queue length time is regarding this ride. I think we will have a look at the Jurassic Park. I think we do kick through back by the Hulk. And I know at the very, very end of the videos, I've seen the file, it will show us before 9 AM the length of every single ride. So start guessing what you think what they all are, because obviously I've said to you what the time length was what I thought, but that was not the maximum length from the time we left. But like I said, we did leave before the park opened up to the general public, so it's a little bit confusing, but it's also nice and simple. But you can see lots and lots of people. Now this area of the park's really very pretty when it's lit up at night. There are videos available from all different theme parks around the world, so if you're into your theme parks and things like that, hunt down the multiple playlists that are available. If you're into your Lego side of things, there's lots and lots of unboxing videos and things available as well, so they're dotted all over the channel. But obviously with regards to the Universal bits and pieces and a lot of Legoland parks, Dubai, there's lots and lots of comparison stuff. But I would say, and I know I do say at the end of this video, the Velociraptor coaster is by far the best roller coaster I have ever been on. The thing was so smooth and it was so quick. You'll see it shooting around the track in a little bit. It is crazy just how fast that thing is. It's a double launch. I think it's currently one of the quickest launch coasters in the world, I do believe. It's got a very, very high top speed as well, but it is so smooth. You don't get bashed about in it. It's really, really comfortable. Whereas the Hulk, you get launched about in that. You just got to end up bashing around them, everything. It's just because the track is very, very rough. So some of the rides have been there for a long, long time, and some of them not so much. But I do believe, I think it is Beijing, Universal Beijing, has got almost like a direct clone of the Hulk with a completely different theming, but they have redone the track differently and used different elements with regards to the actual seating, and it looks a lot better and a lot smoother. Now that is on my list to do sooner rather than later maybe, so I am looking forward to that, but I'm not too sure what else I can pair it up with. So if you know what else there is to do in Singapore, please let me know, because I am in the process of having a look. Now Atlantis, I think that was what that was called. That is not what I expected it to be whatsoever, because I thought that was going to be like a walk around, almost like a museum type thing with screens and things. It was actually a live action thing. So there was a guy using you as a tour guide. It was very, very effective with regards to some of the sort of effects and graphics. Others, it looked very, very dated, so it'd be interesting to see how long that stays in the park. And there is lots of different bits and pieces happening across all of the Universal banner. So if that is still running or if that's still there, obviously, like I've said in all of the videos, use the comment section as a healthy hub and just let everybody know what is going on, depending on if you're watching this from the future, if things have changed, if theming's changed, if there's new bits and new areas. Just keep everybody up to date, because obviously people come across the videos at a different time. Now the reason why I was there for that time was I do believe I was just doing my shoelacer, and I'm too lazy to edit that bit out and then redo the voiceover. So this is where it splits. Left is Velociraptor, straight on is for the Harry Potter. Harry Potter, then you can walk through the Harry Potter section, then you can get into the Jurassic Park section a different way. So we will have a quick look. We'll just see how busy it is, because the queue really, really sticks out, and then they start to unravel it as we go. But every single one of these people now that we're looking at are all going to one ride. That is where they are going to, and they're all going in that way. I think I end up having to go that way as well. So you've got the attraction entrance, that is where they are all going. I do not. I now just walk in a straight line, and we'll check out the actual length time in a little bit. But the fact that the queue is sort of bottlenecking up to where you can see it now to the right hand side, so that is the gate well before the train, it is already a long queue. So I am walking with the queue to my right hand side. They actually feed you through a completely different bit. Now, if you have caught the video that I did of me doing the stopwatch challenge, I was 54 minutes on the inside queue length, and we walked the outer queue length, and everybody saw how large that was. This is all extra queue length for the hotel guests, so it could really bottleneck up very, very quickly. So it soon goes away, because obviously everybody does it and they start to feed into everything else, but there's not a single person
walking through the Harry Potter bit. I am the only one, I think, that ends up doing it. Just look at the volume of people all going to that ride. But you can walk around if you want to. You can explore these little bits and pieces. You can see, you know, you can see what's about. If you wanted to get some really nice photos of the Harry Potter section and you weren't worried about getting on that ride first, or you were spending all week here, get into the Harry Potter section when the park opens and just enjoy it, because within an hour you will be shoulder to shoulder and it will be very, very busy. So we're now just going to have a walk through. Like I said, this was just going to be a quick eyeball tour of what was available and what wasn't. I had absolutely no intention of getting on the Jurassic Park coaster as many times as I did. Very, very happy that I did. Like I said, managed to get it on front row without having to wait whatsoever. But you can just see how amazing and effective this Harry Potter section is. And it's amazing to walk through it completely empty. Now, this is also a place that you can walk through for the end of night, I do believe. They do different shows on, obviously, the main Hogwarts castle themselves. Video available for that at some point. That will be coming up, or it's already up on the channel. And that was outstanding with regards to the laser show that is on there. And you can stand in a couple of different places and get a really good view. Now, there is a very big ride there as well, which I walked on straight away at peak time, which was really weird. So I don't know if it's not that popular, or a lot of people just prefer to stay in the actual Harry Potter shops and then they'll get to the rides when they want to. And now the Jurassic Park. So again, I'm probably the only person, or potentially the first person, to walk through the Jurassic Park gates this morning. Both flames are working this time, because last time I think we did it, one of them wasn't working and some eagle-eyed person spotted that out. So they obviously do maintenance overnight. That's working nice and smoothly. You can see all the path and everything has been cleaned because they hose everything down over in Universal. So it hadn't been raining that night, but everything was cleaned. And then I do believe there was a storm. This is the storm day, because I think I end up going to Volcano Bay and lightning happens and you get stuck. But I can't walk any further, so I can't move on to where Kong is, and I can't get round to where the Hulk is. They do just feed you round into these two lands, but I don't know for how long for. So if you are a regular and you do know all the ins and outs, obviously I'm not from that country, let everybody know, feed everybody in. But now we're walking down. I've obviously done a full land tour of this, and it is very, very busy. So again, to see just how quiet it is here, it was really, really sort of almost magical, to be honest, because you will have the coaster just shooting around. It is 7:58, so it's not even 8 o'clock yet. So we've still got an hour and 2 minutes until the general public are there, and that is it. Look at the speed of that thing. They run so regularly. The track is absolutely enormous. It's got very, very big drops as well. So you might be lucky, and I think I might take you in on the actual queue line just to see, because like I said, I would have imagined that the queue line would have been coming right out the back like they did with the Harry Potter, and they haven't added on any extensions whatsoever. There's nothing different there. It all looks exactly the same. And the queue line itself, it says, I think it's 15 minutes. That's it. So you just 15 minutes, nice and simple. So we're now just going to walk through an empty queue. You have the opportunity to come down here where it's split left and right. Obviously, you saw the amount of people that went to the Hogwarts. This is, I personally think, a better ride, to be honest. Now, obviously, the queue will get busier and busier, and if the queue was where the staff was stood, it's still not a very long wait. You get through this queue line so fast. But the animatronics and everything on this thing are outstanding. All the lights are brilliant. This also has a fast track as well, so there is a different way in, so that is available in a different video comparing both queue lines. So I compared the fast track to this one already. The animatronics in this thing are also brilliant. It's a very, very good looking queue line. Now, if you're wondering how I just managed to walk on and with phones and bags and everything, the amazing thing about this ride compared to any of the others, and what that glass is where the ride actually shoots past you. That's where they launch and you can see them go, and you can see all the different animatronics and all the other little bits and pieces as we go around. So keep your eyes peeled, because there's lots of little Easter eggs relating to all the films. But as I was saying, that the actual lockers are still to come. So you actually get 3/4 of the way in on the queue line. So you've got some animatronics to the right, some more animatronics to the left. They don't half make a noise and rattle. So if you're a little bit jumpy, they will catch you out. But yeah, you can just go straight into the lockers, which are these things just here. So they're super simple. You just got to remember where you put your bits and pieces. That, I do believe, is just a little waiting room for people. So that is like a parent swap. So if obviously you're waiting for your child to go on, that's a cool little thing. And then all you do is you just scan away, remember what colour you're at, and then you get your bits and pieces. So that's now 8:15. So in and out, nice and simple. That was me messing around after the ride had finished. I'll go quiet. It is such a good ride. Like I said, did that front row, amazing. I don't know how many times I've said front row in this video, but again, amazing. It really, really is. Now, I think we're going to walk a slightly different way. We're going to walk over the bridge, which is the bridge that we saw on the way in. You can see then a bit better of the track. Now, there is a lot more to the Jurassic Park section. Now, where we've just come is actually just the new bit. So I don't know what used to be open before this ride opened, because what they've obviously done is they've blocked off you walking into what is the older or the original Jurassic Park section, and all of this, including this bridge, is all new for this ride. So again, if you are a local, what other ride were you able to do with the Harry Potter ride? Because it couldn't have just been the Harry Potter, because obviously you would have just been queuing for hours and hours and hours. I wonder if maybe it was the Hulk, or if it was something else, or Universal Studios opened and they opened up something different, because I've got a very funny feeling that Universal Studios did not open up until 10 AM, or it opened up at 9 AM and there was no early access. So the parks do open staggered, and I think they close slightly staggered, so it might be just an hour off, but there was no early access to Universal Studios. It was only Islands of Adventure, where we are now, and I think that was the same case for me all week. Now we're going to carry on walking through and basically come back on ourselves. So don't forget, every single person that we're now going to be walking past are all people still coming in from the hotel. Now, my port of call for today, I'm trying to remember what day it is we end up this video, we get on a water boat. That video is also available. That is a cool little thing. I get changed and I go to Volcano Bay, which has already been uploaded, and it was a complete and utter washout because there was a huge lightning storm. So I'm not too sure why I've just turned left instead of turning right, so now I'm surprising myself. Unless I'm being clever, and actually we're going to check out the Harry Potter ride's queue length before we turn around and then leave. That's probably what I'm trying to do. I think that is what I'm doing. So even though I was tired, I was still smarter than what I am now. So you can see people are actually escaping that line. So I'm pretty sure it's quite a long one. And then when we get to the entrance/exit, we'll have a good look at all of the actual ride times as well. But if you know or have seen any of the videos where everybody is stood now, that is a very, very long queue. That is if the actual main queue line is open yet. But we saw everybody wandering on that way. So we got a guy that is stood there. He's letting us know what that is. How many minutes is this? 120 minutes already. And obviously they've got this extended queue that they'll have to put out every single evening or first thing in the morning. And like I said, it's just for hotel guests. So the ride does move very, very quickly, but I would imagine from there, if it's saying 120 minutes, it's more than likely they haven't opened up all of the zigzag bits yet in the actual Hagrid's section, because of all the chains and everything that they can open up. Because if that was all full as well and you're going from there, that would have been a 4 or 5 hour queue, I would have imagined. Again, let us know what you like. I know when this first opened, people were waiting a ridiculous amount of times. I caught a load of people actually film the queue line and length on day one opening, and it was a very, very cool thing. Now this is again the Velociraptor. Now what I will do, it looks like the volume's going to get louder and louder, so I'm going to go quiet for a second and we're going to see what noise makes. let's be honest, that looks amazing. I want to go back now and I want to do it all again. That corkscrew at the end is actually probably the worst bit because it is so fast how it whips you round. Now, this bit, the reason why I'm filming this bit is not just because we're having a look at the very, very pretty water, and then that is the drop from the Rollercoaster. That is what we've just seen. Right in front of us is another queue line. That is the queue line for the 9 o'clock entry for people to come in that are waiting to get in and run through. So maybe you can't go the Hulk way, which I was quite surprised at that time, because I'm pretty sure the following day I got on the Hulk at like 8:45. So I'm not 100% sure how they do it, and if they do bits and pieces completely different and completely staggered. Again, if you are a pro at this, let us know, because I still haven't quite got my head around it. It seemed to be they were doing things slightly differently on different days, but still had an absolutely outstanding time. But look at the volume of people that are now just starting to flood in. This will be coming in for the next couple of hours at this pace, and then it'll all start to calm down. Everybody will start to spread out, and then it's all nice and simple, because obviously when everybody starts going into the shops and everything, the walkways then aren't so crazy and mental. But like I said, if you do want to make the most of that Harry Potter section when there's not many people there, then obviously do so at the first thing in the morning. And if you want to see all of the shops basically completely empty, I did film everything in both theme parks. I think I did that the following day or by the end of the week, where I came in early again. I just went in every single shop. There was nobody in there. It was very, very bizarre, but it was really nice just to walk around nice and gently and just have a look at everything, rather than it being absolutely ramsacked, because obviously it is one of the most popular places of the park. But massive credit to all the staff that have to put these barricades out every single day, and then literally start taking them up again by sort of 9 o'clock in the morning. It is a massive effort, but again, beautiful colours. All the flowers look really, really nice. I love all the bright colours and all the bright paintwork. It's not going to be too long until I start to catch back up with myself on the outside of the park, guys and girls. So fingers crossed you've enjoyed this so far. And then I'm going to catch back up with myself. I cannot remember what I said, but you can see that 10 minutes for one ride. All the others don't open till 9 o'clock. That makes sense. Another one opens up at 11. Are we going to be clever enough and wait? We have got a 75-minute wait for the Jurassic World coaster. 9 o'clock for 120 minutes still for the motorbike adventure. So
well, I'm at the park now, and that was absolutely incredible. In and out, no problem. I can't believe I just walked straight on to front row. That was the most insane experience I think I've ever had, front row on that coaster. That was incredible. So what I am now going to do is end the video here. Hopefully that's helped a little bit, and I've actually managed to clear up bits and pieces over within the voiceover. But just as a recap, the ride is one of the best rides I've ever done, period. That thing is just ridiculous. It's very much a case of, if you get there, the earlier you get to that front gate, the more chance you've got for the Hagrids, because obviously we saw that was 2 hours within no time at all. The amount of people that are still coming in and waiting. So all these people here, they are all forking off to the right-hand side, which is only 8:45, mind. And they're all going to Islands of Adventure, because the Universal Park, which is just over there, does not open till 9 o'clock. And then I think what a lot of people will do is, when that park actually fully opens at 9 AM, they'll then run around and do the Hulk, and then maybe go to the other park after. So it's very much a case of pick and choose which one you want to do first. I would imagine if you got there, if you were one of the first on the Hagrid's ride, you would be able to do the Hagrid's and then walk straight through to the Jurassic Park. So I had no intention of doing that Velociraptor roller coaster at all. So I've done it a couple of times this week, but I've never managed to sit on the front row. And that's now was on my bucket list, which is done. I'm going to see if I can sit right at the very back as well, because I think that's going to have a very, very big whip on, which will be insane. But I am now going to move on. Hopefully that has helped as much as possible. In the comments below, let me know what order you would do it in as well. Would you rather get straight onto the Hagrid's motorbike ride, or would you go straight to the Jurassic Park ride? I don't know if it bottlenecks up because every single person from the hotel's there, and then it might calm down a little bit during the day, and then it gets a little bit busier towards the end of the day, or what. But make use of your early pass as best as possible. Obviously we saw the Harry Potter section was just completely empty, which is really nice to see. Just really nice to see with literally nobody on there as well, and just soak everything in. But I am going to end it there, guys. So if you can like, subscribe and all that good stuff, that'd be absolutely fantastic. Let me know all your thoughts and everything in the comments below. Hopefully my voice is being picked up properly, because I am now trying to speak a little bit more within different sections of the park, only because I have so much to edit. But if you can like this video and subscribe to the channel, that'd be absolutely fantastic. But as always, thank you very much for watching. You lot take care, and I'm to catch you in the next one.
Ta-da.